Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. And I hope you're happy to be here to do a little bit of yoga with me. My name's Marie, and this is Yoga with Marie Demres. So you'll need a mat and a block or something like a block, and also a strap or something like a strap. Okay, so once you're ready, let's get started. So today our theme is coming to acknowledge and understand the mind, body, and spirit, and to realize that they are all one within us, not something, each of them being separate. So we'll do a lot of breath work to help you to come to that realization. And then also we'll be emphasizing some quad poses during the flow. So enjoy. This is about a 40 to 50 minute session. I tend not to like to be exact because life is really not exact. So hopefully you have about 50 minutes to spend on yourself, and some of it will be breath work. Some of it will be very casual and light, and then there will be a little bit of the practice that will be a little more challenging, and that's how life is. So this is a practice for life, and that's basically why we call it yoga practice. So let's start with our breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice, long, deep breaths. And I like to start with the soles of my feet together. I take my hands and place them on my knees or inside my thighs. And as I breathe in, I'm taking air into my tummy, my lower lungs, my upper lungs, all the way up to the shoulders, rolling the shoulders back. And then exhaling through my mouth, letting that air out in reverse until eventually that belly button comes a little bit closer to the spine. Take your time here. Really notice what is going on in your body. If you have some areas that are a little stiff or maybe a little pain somewhere, a reminder to be compassionate and gentle to yourself. And then let's bring the lips together and start breathing in and out through our nose. So this helps to bring a little more heat throughout the body. And as you exhale, you'll notice that the air circulates in the back of your throat, creating this beautiful sound, kind of like the waves of the ocean coming into shore. Or maybe the sound of the wind rustling through the trees. Some people say it sounds a little bit like the breath of Darth Vader. But hey, to each his own. We're going to try a little 4, 7, 8 breath. And the purpose of the breath is to come to a peaceful calmness, taking you out of any type of fight or flight or organizing or any other of your modes that are making that front of your brain crazy and super active, and bringing you to a calmer place. A place that is totally within you, within your spirit. So we do that by short inhale and a long exhale. And there's a hold in between. So it starts with a 4 count inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to hold the breath for 7 counts. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And as you exhale, we're going to go for 8 counts. And the belly button comes out, back, and toward the spine again. It's a long exhale until you have nothing left. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale for 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the arms out and up overhead. Gaze up. Bringing those palms together for a nice start to this yoga practice. Just envision your whole body aligning from your tush all the way up your spine and all the way to the fingertips. We have energy that goes beyond our body. And then as you exhale, let's bring the arms down. Beautiful. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale them down. Inhale up. Exhale them down. Beautiful. And then let's bring that left arm forward, reaching for the left toes. The right hand goes out behind you. Gaze past those right fingers. Good. Inhale, bring the right hand to meet the left and fold forward. Keeping that spine nice and straight. Feet are still together. Release the soles of the feet are together. Reaching the top of your head forward. Good. Pushing the hips back. Nice. As you inhale, bring your head up and then bring that left hand back. Gaze past the left hand and reach forward with the right hand. Good. Just a little stretch, a little twist here. Yeah. We do as much as is comfortable for you. And then as you inhale, come back to center. So let's stretch out those legs. Push the heels forward. And then let's take your right hand and bring it over to your left ear. And slowly bring your right ear down on to the right shoulder, or at least toward it. Okay? I'm trying very hard here not to push or press anything. You're just simply moving your neck as feels comfortable, just feeling that stretch along the left side. So no pushing here, just a soft, gentle stretch. Good. And then inhale, bring that head up and the right hand down on the exhale. As you inhale, bring the left hand over onto the right ear and slowly bring that left ear down to your left shoulder. And it's probably not going to touch, but just letting it softly move toward it and stretching on the right side of your neck here. Inhale, come back to center, release that left hand on your exhale. Open up the legs nice and wide. Good. Push your heels forward. And then inhale the arms up overhead, turn toward the right leg, and fold forward over that right leg. Gaze past those right toes. Again, keeping your spine nice and straight. As you inhale, let's bring the left arm up and gaze up toward those left fingers. Good. Keeping the spine straight, remember that. And then exhale, bring that left arm over your left ear, reaching for the right toes. Push that right heel forward. So you're stretching not only your hamstrings, but your inner thigh. And breathe. As you inhale, come back up to center. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, right down the center. Reach those fingertips forward. Keep the spine straight. Here we're going to engage the bandhas. So Uddiyana Bandha is your tummy muscles. Those are the muscles you use when you're putting on a tight pair of pants and they don't quite fit. And so you're sucking it all in. Those are Uddiyana Bandhas. And you're also going to engage the Mula Bandha. So Mula Bandha are the muscles of your pelvic region. Those are the ones that you use when you have to go to the bathroom and you're in a car and the next rest stop is about 50 miles away. Ooh, ouch. Inhale, come all the way up to center. Bring the arms up overhead, gaze up. And then turn towards your left leg and fold forward over the left leg, reaching for the left toes. So if you don't reach those toes, that's fine. You can put your hands wherever they do reach. Or you can also use the strap. And with any of these poses, just put the strap around there. Yeah, and hold on to the strap. Inhale, the right arm comes up. Gaze up. As you exhale, that right arm comes over the right ear, reaching for the left toes, gazing past your right toes. Nice long stretch along the sides, opening and stretching the inner thighs. Beautiful. As you inhale, come all the way up to center, and then bring the feet together, cross your legs, and then coming in to a kneeling position on your mat. And let's do a few cows and cats. So cow is inhale, your head and hips come up, gaze up. Make sure that in this pose, your wrists are right under your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hip bones. And then the same with cat. Keep those wrists and knees where they are, and then round your back and gaze behind you, bringing the top of your head to the mat. Beautiful. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Nice. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the knees a little farther apart. The toes are going to come together. Hips are going to reach back towards your heels, and forehead's going to come down to the mat. Stretch your palms out in front of you for child's pose. If that hurts your shoulders to do that, then you can bring your hands to your sides. No problem. This should be a very restful pose. You can even take a cleansing breath here, breathing in through the nose. And then nice exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Letting it all go. And then as you inhale, let's come up to that kneeling position, your table pose. And we're going to stretch out the legs, come onto the ball of your feet, and coming into plank pose. Now let's say you get here and you're like, whoa, I can't do that. Not quite yet. My core is not strong enough. That's okay. And just bring your knees down. No problem. Okay, so you're either at the top of your push-up with the knees up or the knees down. Engage your bandhas wherever you are. Good. Nice deep breath. Now, if we're going to do a side plank, so if you're on your knees, your left knee is going to come, or your left foot is going to come off of the mat. Straighten out your right foot and inhale, the right arm comes up. Gaze up. Now, if you were not on your knees, then both legs will be straight here. You turn your toes toward the right, and then the right hand comes up. Beautiful. Keep those hips up. Open up the chest toward the right. Now take the right fingers and bring them underneath your armpit, and then inhale it back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, come back into tabletop pose. Beautiful. And then we're going to do the other side. So if your knees are down, right foot comes off the mat, straighten out the left foot, inhale, the left arm comes up. If you had your legs stretched out, then both toes go toward the left and the left arm comes up. Yeah. Gaze up toward those left fingers. Yeah, wiggle it a little bit. Exhale, that left hand comes down and underneath your arm. Inhale it back up. Exhale, whoosh. Inhale it back up. Exhale, whoosh. And inhale it back up. Exhale, that left hand comes back down. And let's go all the way down. Bring the knees down, point the toes. Come all the way down to the bottom of your push-up. And then slowly, we're going to come up into up dog, gazing forward. Or if that's a little much for your lower back, you can go into Sphinx with elbows on the mat, palms facing down. Gaze forward. Good. Beautiful. Trying to accommodate both the beginner and the intermediate person. And then let's curl the toes under and straighten the arms, bring the hips up and back for down dog. So here you're going to push the hips back, engage your bandhas, and we're going to lengthen the hamstrings by alternately Bending knees and elbows, walking the dog. Turn your head as you're doing this. Beautiful. And once you feel like you got a little bit of a stretch here through the hamstrings, as you push each heel down as far as it will go, eventually let's straighten out the legs, push those hips back, gaze behind you, press the palms down and forward for down dog. Engage your bandhas and soften through the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. So those last three poses are called Chaturanga Dandasana, or sometimes called a vinyasa. And this depends on the teacher. Okay. So as you inhale, let's bend the knees, gaze forward, and we're going to step or float our feet up to our hands. So now we're in a forward fold. Top of our head is toward the back. Knees are slightly bent, but mostly straight. Hands, maybe you take each hand and grab alternate elbows. Let the head hang here. And just notice your back. Notice how it just starts to straighten and relax. Notice how the hips let go. And let's take a nice deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Let go any tension that might be resting in that back or the hips. And then slowly come halfway up. Exhale forward. Beautiful. Gaze behind you. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms overhead, gaze up. Reach and stretch. As you exhale, coming to Samastitihi, palms come together at heart center. Plant the feet down, engage your bandhas, lengthen the spine, gazing forward. Beautiful. Let's take those toes and bring them together. And your heels are slightly apart. And we're going to go right into chair pose, or sometimes called fierce pose. So bend your knees, bring those arms up so that you're gazing past your fingertips. Good. Tuck that tailbone under. Nice. Engage your bandhas. Beautiful. Now let's take that right arm and bring it back behind you. Gaze past the right fingers. Bring the right hand up and back to the front. And we're going to go around 2 more times. Beautiful. And yes, do a nice twist from the waist here as your eyes watch your hand go around. Come back to center, and then take both hands, bring them down, straighten the legs, and bring the hands behind you. Nice little release of the legs. Inhale, come back to chair pose. Exhale, bring that left hand down, out behind you. You're following your hand with your eyes. Eyes need to be exercised also, and let's go around at least 3 times. Good. Keeping the knees forward as you twist from the waist. Good. And then once again, let's bring the hands together out in front of you. Wish the hands down and out behind you. Straighten the legs. Let the head hang low. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your feet back. Slowly coming through that Chaturanga Dandasana. So you can go through these three poses, or you can just meet me in down dog. So we did top of the push-up, bottom of the push-up. Inhale to up dog or Sphinx. Curl your toes under. Coming into down dog. And gaze behind you. Breathe here. So we're going to do that again. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or float your feet up to your hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Let it all go. Inhale all the way up to standing. Arms come overhead, gaze up. Exhale to Samastitihi. Take a deep breath as you gaze forward. Roll the shoulders back. Soften through the neck. And then bring the toes together, the heels apart. Bend your knees, coming into chair or fierce pose, whatever you'd like to call it. Hands come out in front of your eyes. Tuck the tailbone under. Beautiful. Exhale. Now, we're going to change it up a little bit. Instead of the hand coming down, the right hand's going to go up and back and around. And we're going to do that 3 times. Remember to follow your hand with your eyes, keeping the knees facing forward. Both hands come together and whoosh. Hands come down and out behind you. Inhale, come back up. And then let's do the other side. Left hand comes up and down and around. Follow with your eyes. Keep the knees going forward. Yeah, a lot to think about. And then bring both hands out in front of you and whoosh. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Straighten those legs, reach and stretch. As you exhale, let's bring the hands out to your sides and then down for a forward fold. So that's just a little easier on your shoulders to do a forward fold, to have the arms come out to your sides and then down rather than going straight out in front of you. Soften through the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. Yeah. Place one of your blocks on the left side. We're going to add on here. Left hand on the block. Bend your left knee and inhale the right arm up. Gaze up. Exhale, the right hand comes down. And then the block goes on the right side. Right hand goes on the block. Right knee bends. Inhale the left arm up. Gaze up toward those left fingers. Exhale, that left hand comes down. We're going to go through our Chaturanga Dandasana. If you find that difficult and you're just starting out, or whatever your situation, you can always just meet us in down dog by bringing your feet back and pushing your hips back. But I'm going to go through the whole Chaturanga Dandasana. Plank pose. Come down to the bottom of your push-up. Keep your elbows in. And then you can either go to Sphinx with your elbows underneath your shoulders, or hands underneath your shoulders, gazing forward. Let that lower back sink down in either of those situations, and then curl the toes under, coming into down dog. So just know that at any time you can stop, the flow and just kind of look and see if you're not sure what I'm saying. Look and see what I'm doing. You can also usually put these YouTubes on a TV, so your screen will be nice and big, and can't imagine having to see me that big, but anyway, if you want to do that, you can. All right, so now let's start something a little new here. Let's bring this right leg up. Exhale, bend the knee and open up your hips to the right. Turn your right ankle in one direction and then the other. Inhale, the right leg comes back up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale it back up. Exhale, bring that right foot down and slowly walk it up in between your hands. Coming into warrior one. So the left foot is at a 45-degree angle. Right knee is bent, almost at a 90-degree angle. Take the hips and swivel them forward. Inhale the arms up overhead. Gaze up. Oh, so beautiful. Nice. Pressing the outer edge of your left foot down here. Opening up your chest toward the ceiling, or if you're in a nice warm temperature, maybe you're outside. I hope you are. As you exhale, bring the hands down and out behind you. Clasp them there. Bring the shoulder blades together and gaze up, opening that chest even more. Feeling that throat chakra opening up, knowing that you can speak and be heard. And then as you exhale, fold forward and gaze behind you. Bring the hands up overhead. Beautiful. Notice here that the heels are in a straight line. If they're not, you can rearrange them. You can let go of your hands and rearrange them. As you inhale, come back up. And then let's go into warrior two. Left toes face the long end of the mat. Right knee stays bent. Arms come out to a T. Gaze past your right fingers. Open up that pelvic area. Inhale, reverse. Right arm comes up. Gaze up. Left hand comes down your thigh or behind your hips, pushing the hips gently forward. Beautiful. We're going to dip a little bit to the left here. Yeah. As you exhale, coming into extended side angle. Right forearm to the right thigh. Left arm over the left ear. Gaze up toward those left fingers. Now, when you see me in the picture, you're going to see that my left fingers make a nice straight line all the way to my left heel. So think of that as you're doing it. I know you don't probably have a mirror in front of you, but you have proprioception that's inside your body. And that's what we use in yoga. As you inhale, come back into warrior two. Gaze past your right fingers. Bring that left hip back. Nice. Feel how this pelvic area is opening up a little bit more. Yes. And now straighten up that right leg and come into sky arch. Your right arm comes up. Gaze up, left hand down your thigh or behind your hips. Nice. As you exhale, arms come out to a T. Reach your right hand out and down to the nation or floor. Inhale the left arm up and gaze up. Beautiful. Love that. You can see the shape of the triangle right underneath your right arm. Yeah, that's why it's called triangle pose. And you should think of yourself as fitting in between two glass panes of glass. So if you were against a wall, your whole back would be against the wall. Your left hand would be against the wall. Yeah, you'd be right flat against that wall. As you inhale, come back up to standing. Turn both toes toward the long end of the mat. Reach your hands out into the points of a star along with your toes. Good. Star pose. Such a fun pose to do. It's a lot of energy, a lot going on here. Yeah. And then let's bring yourself up on your toes. Whoops. And try to stay there. It may take a few tries. Good. Yeah. Nice. And down. And up. Beautiful. And down. And up. And down. Beautiful. Bring your hands down. And let's walk the feet closer together. So we're going to do some balancing poses here. I know last week we didn't do any, and I was like, oh, I forgot. And I wanted to include the quad stretch in here. So let's just go ahead. I'll turn sideways so you can see. And we're going to, actually, let me turn it this way so you can see the quad, the right side that I'm going to start with. Press your left foot down, bring your palms together at heart center and gaze forward. All right, very nice. Now, let's bring that right foot up. I'll just try to balance here. Now, if you're having difficulty balancing, you can stand with your left side against a wall, or maybe put a chair on your left side and your left hand can rest on the chair or the wall, okay? And then you can take your right hand, and it looks like I might need to do that on this one. So right hand goes to the inside of that right foot. And we're just going to do a little stretch here by pushing the foot down and the hand up. That's your quad stretch. Beautiful. We want to add a little challenge to this. We can bring the left hand up and fold forward for a dancer. Yeah. You can always lean your left side against the wall if you need to. Beautiful. Gaze past your left fingers here or wherever your sight helps you keep your balance. Good. As you exhale, bring both feet down and bring your palms together at heart center. So let's wiggle the legs a little bit, okay? And then let's bring the right knee up and take your left hand to the left thigh, or to the right thigh. Sorry about that. to the right thigh, okay? So opposite hand to the right thigh. Right hand comes out behind you. Gaze past your right fingers for dancing Shiva. So you can flex your foot here or you can point it. Doesn't really matter. Whatever helps you to keep your balance. Good. And then come back to center. Bring the palms together at heart center. Now take that right ankle, bring it over your left thigh for a standing figure four. Right knee comes out to the right. We're going to bend the left knee and gaze forward. Nice. Breathe. Inhale, come back up. Maybe swing that right leg a little bit. Bring it down and just wiggle both legs. Beautiful. And then let's turn around and we're going to do the other side. Okay. So if you're doing the quad stretch and that's a little hard for you to do, and I could have mentioned this the first time, but it's better late than never. So if we're going to plant that right foot into the mat and establish our drishti or our gaze on a non-moving space or object to keep our balance. Now we're going to take that strap, if it's hard for you to hold on, with your left hand inside your left foot, then you can take a strap and bring it to your left foot and then just drape it over your shoulder. So that's another way to do the quad stretch. You're pulling or keeping this strap nice and tight and pushing the foot down, and you will feel the front of your thigh, that quad, stretching. Very good. Nice. Breathe. And then if you want to add to this with a little challenge, bring the right arm up and exhale, coming in to dancer. Gazing past the right fingers. The more you push that left foot out, the better your balance will be, believe it or not. As you exhale, let's release that left foot and wiggle it up a little bit. And come to Samastitihi. Take a nice deep breath as you're wiggling the legs. And then inhale, that right knee or left knee comes up. Right hand comes to the outside of that left thigh. And your left hand comes out behind you. So I'm trying to balance without leaning on the wall, but it doesn't hurt if you do want to lean on the wall for a while if you haven't done balancing poses. So dancing Shiva. And then as you inhale, let's come back to center. Bring your palms together at heart center and wiggle those legs. Beautiful. And then taking that left knee, bring it up, left ankle over your right thigh and bend your right knee. It's a little difficult for me right now as this right side of my body is still healing. So please excuse me and I will excuse you if you can't do that. Yeah. But we're all trying, we're all doing our best, and I appreciate you for putting your best foot forward here. As you inhale, straighten out that right leg, that left foot comes down, wiggle the knees and the legs, and come back to star pose. Beautiful. Let's breathe here. Point the toes outward and let's bend the elbows and the knees. Coming into goddess pose or goalpost pose. Bring the right elbow down to the right knee. Inhale it up. Exhale, left down. Inhale it up. And 2 more times on each side. Beautiful. You can also put your hands behind your head. Whatever works for you. Good. Nice. And then inhale, come back up to standing and turn toward the front of your mat. Coming into Samastitihi. Take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, the arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Slowly coming through your Chaturanga Dandasana. Or meet us in down dog. Good. Nice job. Take a deep breath. Inhale, the left leg comes up. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips toward the left. Turn your ankle in one direction and then the other. Inhale, that left leg comes back up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale it back up. Exhale, left foot comes in between the hands. Plant the right foot down. Coming into warrior one. Arms come up overhead. Gaze up. Exhale, bring the hands behind you and clasp them. Inhale, gaze up, bring the shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold forward for humble warrior. Bring the head down and the hands come up overhead. Breathe. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms come up overhead to warrior one. Exhale. Now you're going to see the back of me, and that's okay. Left knee is bent. Right toes facing the long end of the mat. Arms come out to a T. Gaze past your left fingers. Bring this right hip back. Inhale, reverse. Left arm over the left ear. Gaze up. Right hand down the thigh or behind the hips. Pushing them forward. Sometimes it's good to see what's going on in the back also. Exhale, extended side angle. Left forearm to the left thigh. Right arm over the right ear, reaching those fingertips up, gaze up. Beautiful. Nice straight line between right fingertips and the right heel. Now I can't see because I'm not looking at my screen, but I'm using my proprioception. How am I doing? Okay. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Gaze past the left finger, straighten out the left leg. Inhale for sky arch. Your left arm comes up, right hand down the thigh or behind the hips. Gaze up, dip to the right. Exhale, hands, arms come out to a T. Reach out with the left arm, bring it down to the knee, shin or floor for triangle. Inhale the right arm up. Now see how the whole back of me is aligned. And if you were to look at me from the side, I will show you, hopefully, I'm aligned the way I want to be. I could fit myself between two panes of glass. My whole backside is nice and straight. I'm not bent over at all. If you feel that you are bending over, like frontwards, then bring this left hand up and you will straighten and you will, come up and straighten out so that you're in between those two panes of glass. Good job. And then inhale, come up to standing and into star pose. Point the toes inward this time. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down, hips come up, push the hips up. Beautiful. Elbows point behind you. As you press the feet down, you're going to see inner thighs stretching. Notice here that you can let go of the neck and the jaw. The shoulders, let them soften. Engage your bandhas. And breathe deeply. As you inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale all the way up to standing. Arms come out to a T. Exhale to Samasthiti. Take a deep breath here. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Slowly bring your knees down, point your toes. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, come into child's pose. Knees come apart, toes together. And bring the forehead down, stretch your palms out in front of you. And just let yourself go. When you're ready, you're going to come up, have a seat, and then we're going to come all the way down to our back. Stretching out as nice and long as we can go. Hands come out behind you, toes out in front. Stretch. And then let's bring the knees up to your chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe you rock from side to side if that feels good. Yeah. And then let's bring the feet down. Inhale, the hips come up for bridge pose. Clasp your hands underneath your hips. Push down on your triceps. And breathe. Yeah. As you exhale, release. Bring the hips over to the right about 4 inches, knees up to your chest, and over to the right. Arms come out to a T as you gaze to the left if your neck allows. You can use a block between your knees here or underneath the right knee. Just let yourself soften, let go of your breath, abundance, the drishti. Notice how your mind, your body, and your spirit have come together. They're all one, and they're all you. As you inhale, bring the knees up, and then take the hips and bring them about 8 inches to the right. Knees come up to your chest and over to the left. Arms are in a T. Maybe you gaze to the right fingertips. Remember, do not force your neck to do this. If it doesn't do it, that's okay. Eventually, you'll start to be a little more flexible, and that will open up. And if not, that's okay. And then as you inhale, come back to center. Let's straighten out that spine, bring the feet straight up toward the ceiling, and then bring your hands underneath your hips. You can stay here in candlestick pose, or you can go into shoulder seat. Your choice. If you like to do a headstand, that's another thing you can do here. We want to bring the feet above the heart, get the lymph nodes pumping, and that in turn gets your immune system pumping throughout your body. All use a strong immune system. If you are in a shoulder stand, you can go into plow pose, bring those feet out behind your head. If you are in candlestick like I am, you can go into happy baby, bending the knees, bringing your hands inside the knees and to the outside of your feet. Push the feet out and the hands in. You can rock if that feels good, or just stay right there. This is a feel-good pose. It's happy baby. Yeah. And then if you are in plow pose, you can bring both knees to either side of your ears and breathe there, opening up the sinuses. As you exhale, release, lower the feet, bring your hands to your sides, and rest here in Shavasana. Palms will be facing up to receive. Eyes will close to meditate. Now, if you prefer to stay in this Shavasana for 5-10 minutes, which is absolutely wonderful and normal and what I would do in a studio, you can just turn this off and stay where you are. Maybe put a blanket over yourself and just enjoy the energy flowing through your body and all the benefits of what you've just done for yourself. If not, let's bring the knees up to your chest, come over to your favorite side for a fetal position, renewing the mind, the body, and the spirit, and then slowly coming up into a seated position, crossing your legs in front of you. Bring the arms up overhead, sealing in your practice. Palms come together at heart center. May the God-given light and love in me reach out to that same light and love in you. Namaste. Please subscribe, and I will see you the next time we are together for yoga. Have a wonderful evening, day, whatever you are, wherever you are in your day.